Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. 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 Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You know what they saying, ho?
Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Hey, you know what they saying, ho? You know what they,
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to Brandon's America. I'm your host, Terry Higgins. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got finished celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday. Yes, we did. Martin Luther King, he had a dream. He had a dream. If he was still with us today, he would be 94 years old. Can you believe that? He'd be 94 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, are we living his dream? Are we living Martin Luther King's dream? Ladies and gentlemen, his dream is becoming a nightmare. I have to put it out there. I'm sorry. The dream is not, it's a nightmare. Martin Luther King is probably up in heaven crying, looking at what in the hell is going on in America. He's probably like, what? This is not what I dreamed. This is a nightmare. Martin Luther King is up in heaven crying. He's crying. He did not picture this. This had all this that happened yesterday. There's a bunch of stuff that happened yesterday. And none of it was part of his dream. None of it. He probably was like, you know what? I had a nightmare. I didn't have a dream. I had a nightmare. Ladies and gentlemen, we keep talking about white supremacy. We keep talking about racism. We keep talking about Black Lives Mattering. And none of it makes no sense. It doesn't. I don't see any real white supremacy. I don't see no racism. And I don't even see Black Lives Mattering. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. When people ask me, do I agree with Black Lives Matter? I say no. No, I don't. I don't agree with Black Lives Matter. Only life that matters is mine. I can't speak for other Black people. Only Black person I can speak for is myself. If I go out, if I go and look, I turn on the news and I'll go on the internet and I don't see Black Lives Mattering. And it definitely did not matter on Martin Luther King's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some of the stories, okay? Let's get into the story. I'm not going to do that much talking. Let's get into the stories. Let's do that. Let's get into the stories. Let's get into the stories. Now, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Luther King statue. Woke 10 million MLK penis statue insults Black community, Coretta Scott King. Even some kin of Coretta Scott King hate the new $10 million sculpture just dedicated to her and her iconic civil rights leader husband in Boston, with the cousin claiming it looks like a penis. The massive bronze piece titled The Embrace features two sets of arms holding each other, an artistic interpretation of the classic photo of Coretta and hubby Martin Luther King Jr. hugging after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. The mainstream media was reporting on it like it was all beautiful because they were told they had to say that. Seneca Scott, Coretta's cousin, told the Post by phone Sunday, referring to the new artwork on the Boston Common. But then when it came out, a little boy pointed out, that's a penis. And everyone's like, yo, That's a big old dong, man, said the 40-year-old Oakland, California resident. If you had showed that statue to anyone in the hood, they'd have been like, no, absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, what does this look like? What it looks like somebody holding up a big penis. That's what it looks like. It looks like somebody holding up a porn star's penis. That's what it looks like. I'm sorry, that's what it looks like. This looks like I see exactly what they see. I see a man or woman holding up a great big penis. But let's finish the story. All right. He wrote scornfully in Compact Mad, $10 million were wasted to create a masturbatory metal homage to my legendary family members, one of the all-time great American families. Seneca told the Post that woke culture allowed the expensive abstract experiment to come to fruition. Members of the King family last week unveiled artwork near where MLK and Coretta first met in college. There they go. That beautiful couple, beautiful couple, beautiful couple. Martin Luther King III approved the piece, which was designed by conceptual artist Hank Willis Thomas for the organization Embrace Boston. The artwork's funding was the result of a public-private fundraising partnership. The city of Boston said on its online site, it's unclear how much public money may have gone into the sculpture. We recognize that all storytelling is an abstraction, all representation is an abstraction. Hopefully, it allows us to be open to more dynamic and complex forms of representation that don't stick us to narrative, that oversimplifies a person or their legacy. And I think this work really tries to get to the heart of that. The artist says on his website. Now that looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. But that's not what we see. That's not what we see here. We see somebody holding up a great big penis. That's what we see here. Great big penis. Here, right? This looks like two hands embracing. One hand over the other hand. That's what this looks like. There's a big difference, right? Big, huge difference. But Seneca told the Post the woke algorithm is just broke. I don't know what else to tell you. If you went through all of that and that's what you came up with, something's wrong, he said. Online critics were harsh too, including some who agreed that the art was pornographic. This is awful, the British rapper and podcaster Zuby added in a tweet. Oh, we got a better. It looks like even closer. What are we doing? This is even closer. I don't see what you're trying to get out of this art. Yeah, I just see what everybody else see. I see two hands, man or woman, holding a penis. That's what I see. Sorry, that's what I see. Here, this is different. This is different. Here is different. Here is different. Here is different. We see two hands, one hand over the other hand, caressing. That's what we see here. This on this side, this angle right here, this angle, we see that. We see that from this angle. Seneca's grandfather was one of the 25 children of Jeff Scott, the son of a slave who became one of the Alabama's wealthiest black landowners. Seneca said his grandfather's brother, Abadiah, fathered Coretta, whom Seneca said he met once at a family reunion before her 2006 death. Seneca told the Post that while he couldn't speak for other members of the family, he felt the 25-foot wide, 65,000-pound sculpture was a waste of money. That should be melted down. That should be melted down. A solid bronze statue? Like, what are we doing here? He asked. It's doubly insulting to the black community who still, on average, too many of us are below the poverty line, Scott said. You're spending $10 million on a bronze statue without heads on it. Man, it's a joke. Meanwhile, the best way to observe Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday was through action, Seneca advised. No performative, no photo ops, but your phone down and go and act out of service that no one knows about, he said. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so let's look at some of the comments. All right, so give me a break, put out there. Say, public art should be legible. A person looking at this piece cannot tell who the subjects are or what they are being honored for. It could just as well be an abstract interpretation of people playing Twister. It's a shame that this artist, Hank Willis Thomas, felt compelled to make something so conceptual, rather than making a portrait of Dr. King and his wife that the public could recognize. The sculpture does a disservice to the Kings and to the public, and is a waste of the artist's considerable talent for representational sculpting. That's one comment. Perhaps the artist just isn't an artist. Living on Tulsa time. Very good assessment of the way public art should work. All right. Olive Branch. MLK was not only pivotal, but he is iconic. The sculpture is offensive to his legacy. It is felt in expressing what MLK meant and did for his country. This artist was more interested in making a name for himself rather than honoring MLK's legacy. Vern. Well, he has certainly made a name for himself. Very true. USA Brit. The sad thing is the family approved it. Right. They approved it. And you can keep going on and on and on. I just read a couple. But right here you can see, two hands, one hand over the other, embracing each other's hand. But then here, I don't see no hands embracing. I see two hands. I don't know if it's a man or woman holding something that looks like a penis. So this is all happened on MLK Day. MLK Day. Do you think Martin Luther King would love it like that? Do you think he'll love that statue? Realistically, you think it like that statue? I think it was disgusting. But let's continue because there was more that went on MLK Day. Let's go here. President Biden decided that it would be a good idea to sing the happy birthday song. The happy birthday to Martin Luther King's daughter-in-law. But guess what? He forgot her name. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Biden forgets the name of MLK's daughter-in-law while singing happy birthday to her. Let's get into it. So President Biden forgot the name of Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter-in-law Monday while singing happy birthday on the federal holiday honoring the late civil rights icon. All right. The mortified moment meant to honor 49-year-old Andrea Waters King came as the 80-year-old president spoke at an event organized by Al Sharpton's National Action Network and co-chaired by Martin Luther King III, 65, and his wife. Martin III, we celebrate the legacy of your beloved father and mother. They work for the beloved community, but congratulations today to the honorees including your wife, and who I understand it's her birthday today, Biden said. Well, look, my wife has a rule in her family. When it's somebody's birthday, you sing happy birthday. You ready? The president went on before launching into song. Biden's eyes appeared to search out the woman's name on his teleprompters midway through the tune in front of hundreds of guests at Washington's historic Mayflower Hotel. Happy birthday, Vows Divot. What? Vows Divot. Biden ultimately uttered. Members of the King family appeared to laugh and shake their heads at the awkward moment. Biden attempted to bail himself out by adding to his middle-aged honoree. Well, it's hell turning 30, but you have to put up with it. Biden is the oldest ever president, and his mental acuity frequently is matter of public debate, though his defenders say he's just prone to gaffes and a stutter. In September, the president stunned viewers by asking, "Where's Jackie?" as he looked for the late Jackie Worlowski. Despite publicly mourning her death and even calling her family to offer his condolences in August. Biden has mistakenly referred to his vice president Kamala Harris as President Harris on at least 6 occasions. Most recently on January 5th. Biden says he intends to run for a second term in 2024. He would be 86 years old if he completes a full second term in January 2029. So he tried to sing happy birthday, and it didn't go well. Didn't go well. That's finished. Let's continue on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue on because there's more here. So here we go. Violent MLK Day in Philadelphia leaves 2 dead, several injured. And night of violence capping Martin Luther King Jr. Day in Philadelphia left 2 people dead and several others injured, including a 12-year-old boy. Let's see here. We got a video. I've got a video. All right, let's go. Let's go to the video, shall we? Let's do that.
In just 3 hours. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell. A 12-year-old boy is one of the 4 victims. 2 did not survive. Eddie Kadam live for us at police headquarters. And Eddie, police say there's one key piece of evidence missing in the case of the 12-year-old. Please fill us in on that and also how he's doing tonight.
Well, police tell us, thankfully, that 12-year-old boy is in stable condition tonight. The family telling police that they heard a gunshot and realized that that 12-year-old boy had been shot. And when police got on scene, they quickly rushed him to the hospital. They say he was on the 2nd floor in his bedroom. They haven't found a gun at the scene, and they're holding the house as a crime scene at this point. Police say at least 1 shot was fired, and it may have hit the boy in his arm and his torso. Police believe this was an accidental shooting and that there were several other young children inside the property at the time.
There were several other young children inside the property, several. And there were also adults, young adults inside the property, male as well as female. But since we can't find the gun and we can't find any other ballistic evidence, and we're not being told by the adults where the gun is, we're really not getting full cooperation. When you have children, several children inside of a property, and you have a gun, that gun should be locked away somewhere safe where a child can't get a hold of it, because it could be very tragic. It could have deadly consequences.
The police say the child does not live in that home, but visits family there frequently. Meanwhile, just before that incident, around 7:30, police got a call for multiple gunshots. That was over on the 6400 block of Eastwood Ave. When they got on scene, they found a man who had been in the back, who was shot in the back. He was transported to the hospital. He's in critical condition. Now, minutes later, police were told 2 victims had been shot inside a car nearby on the 1700 block of Cotman Avenue. Now, police say a 46-year-old man was shot in the back of the head in the passenger seat of a vehicle that was moving. And police believe the driver is the victim's wife, and she was shot in the shoulder. The woman stopped at the gas station at Cotman and Glendale to get help from police, and police brought the victim to the hospital. He's in critical condition, and he's going to have to go through surgery. And in that case, police say they believe both of those shootings may be tied to a car crash that turned into a road rage incident. And they're asking anyone that has more information on these shootings to come forward. Sheba, back to you.
There have been a number of road rage shootings over the last several days as well. Eddie, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this happened in Philly on Martin Luther King's birthday. Next, Chicago shootings, 21 shot, 4 fatally, and weekend gun violence across city, police say. Let's get into it.
Near Rockwell and Fitch in West Rogers Park, no one is in custody. At least 21 people were shot over the weekend in Chicago. 4 have died.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go further into the story. Chicago, at least 21 people have been, stop there, stop. At least 21 people have been shot, 4 fatally in Chicago shooting so far this weekend, police said. A man is dead after being shot in Austin Saturday about noon. The 29-year-old was outside in the 5600 block of West Lake Street when 3 people approached him. And at least 1 person fired shots, striking the man in the back and neck. According to Chicago police, he was taken to Mount Sinai Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Sunday morning, a man was killed in a shooting in Chatham on the south side. Officers found the man unresponsive about 11:40 a.m. in the 400 block of East 82nd Street, police said. He suffered multiple gunshot wounds on the body and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where was pronounced dead, police said. His name hasn't been released. All right. A woman was fatally shot Sunday in Washington Park on the south side. The woman, 41, was in the 62nd block of South Michigan Avenue about 5:30 p.m. when she was struck in the neck and chest by gunfire, police said. She was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where she later died. The man was shot to death while sitting in a car late Sunday night in West Rogers Park on the north side. Benjamin Lopez, 18, was sitting in the passenger seat of a vehicle about 11:50 p.m. in the 2600 block of West Fitch Avenue when someone in another car fired shots, police said. Lopez was shot in the leg and hip and was taken to St. Francis Hospital in Evanston, where he was pronounced dead. All right. In other shootings, a 17-year-old boy was critically wounded in a shooting Saturday afternoon in Riverdale on the far south side. He was on the sidewalk about 3:54 p.m. in the 100 block of East 132nd Street when a vehicle drove up and someone inside fired shots, police said. The boy was struck in the neck and was taken in critical condition to Christ Medical Center on Oak Lawn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this happened in Chicago on Martin Luther King Day. Let's get further on. 8 people shot at Martin Luther King Jr. Day event in Florida. Sheriff's Office says. All right. Let's take a look at this video. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see if it's gonna play here. Let's see. We're gonna get any action. Any action. Okay, no action. All right, that's fine. At least 8 people were shot at Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration in Fort Pierce, Florida. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office said 1 person is in critical condition and 4 others were injured in the chaos following the gunfire, according to the sheriff's office. Shots were fired over a disagreement of some sort following MLK car show and Family Fun Day at Eloise Ellis Park, and said St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office Chief Deputy Brian Hester. 8 people were taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds, Hester said. Updates on the conditions of the 7 who were in critical condition were not immediately provided. It was not clear if anybody was in custody or if a suspect or suspects had been identified. But Hester said police are following multiple leads and tips from the community. Hester said that evidence indicated that there was likely more than 1 shooter. All right. All 8 people suffered gunshot wounds were adults, and 1 of the people injured in the aftermath of the shooting was a juvenile, Hester said. 2 deputies had been providing security for the event, Hester said, but neither was able to see the shooter or shooters. Both deputies rendered aid to victims, Hester said. Hester added that it was unfortunate and said that during a celebration for someone who represented peace and equality, that a disagreement results in a use of guns and violence to solve that disagreement. This happened in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, I have video of what happened. Let's get into it. I have video of what happened. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All you got yesterday was embarrassment and tragedy. That's all you got yesterday was embarrassment and tragedy. None of this has nothing to do with white supremacy. None of this has anything to do with racism. None of this. None of what I just showed you had anything to do with white supremacy, racism, and it sure didn't show that Black Lives Matter in none of this. On the one day that we should be showing love and peace and equality, we show, what did we just see? We saw death. Guns are still involved. I don't see no guns just shooting themselves. We keep talking about gun control. Guns don't shoot themselves, ladies and gentlemen. Guns don't shoot themselves. We're the ones that shoot the guns. We're the ones. Guns just don't get off the shelf and start shooting themselves. Can't blame the gun. You gotta blame the people. Gun control, nope. People control. People are the ones that need the control. And that has nothing to do with the gun. Guns don't just shoot themselves. You got to put bullets in it, and then you are the one that has to shoot the gun. We can go to mental health. People need to get mental examinations. We need to get an examination. We need to get our head checked. Before a gun, the guns don't shoot themselves, ladies and gentlemen. People that have problems, mental problems, or just, I don't know. All this happened on Martin Luther King's birthday. We got a crazy looking statue that looked like a penis. We got the president who don't even know who he's singing happy birthday to. We got people out here shooting and killing all over the place. Philly, Chicago, Florida. And they were shooting at a Martin Luther King event. At an actual Martin Luther King event, they were shooting and killing at a Martin Luther King event in Florida. So what are we going to do? It's 2023. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do? Are we going to keep pretending like you don't see nothing? We have a problem. We have a serious problem. We can't even get peace on Martin Luther King's birthday. If he was still with us, he would be 94 years old. If he was still with us. And do you think this is the dream that he dreamt of? Do you think he dreamt of this? Do you think he would dream that brothers and sisters would shoot and kill each other on his birthday? This is the opposite of what he fought for us. This is the complete opposite. He did not go out and fight and march for us to be out killing and shooting each other, screaming racism, screaming white supremacy. He wanted for all of us to be able to love each other, sing with each other, play with each other, enjoy each other. All races, all colors, all whatever. But we can't do that. We can't do it. We just can't do it. And I don't know why. I just don't get it. Why do we walk around with so much hate in our body? So much hate. Where's the hate come from? Why is there so much hate? Is it because you don't like yourself? The first thing that you and I need to do is to love ourselves. Because you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. That's the biggest problem. People do not love themselves. When you learn to love yourself, you can love others, you respect others, and you respect those that are not your same race. You got too many people out here screaming white supremacy. You got too many people screaming racism. You got too much of this. Too much hate built up. Too much hate is built up. Too much built up hate. And when all that hate is built up, one little thing can trigger you, and that's it. You're a loose cannon. Sad day. Sad day. Sad day. Maybe look, while you're still alive, you got time. You got time to get yourself together. We all got time to get ourselves together. While we are still alive, we have time to get it together. And it's not just children. It's not just children out here doing these things. It is grown ass adults. It's a grown ass adults out here doing some of this stuff. If you're not in your teens, then you're a damn adult. And if you're out here doing these crimes and doing this chaos, then obviously not a child. You're grown. You're grown. But if you're a teen, yes, of course, being a teenager, you will do some stupid shit. You will do some stupid shit. But once you get out your teens, your last teen is 19. After 19, you're a damn adult. In my eyes, you're an adult. You need to get your shit together. There's no more, oh man, I'm just a kid, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I was young and dumb. No. Mm-mm. We had time to, your parents had time to parent you. Your parents, your mama, your daddy, whoever, had time to parent you. So after you get out your teens, you start doing extra dumb shit. There's only one place for you. There's only one place for you. This is sad, man. This is sad. I had no idea that America would be so lost at this. We got to do better. We got to do better. We cannot be out here screaming Black Lives Matter when we don't show it. We don't show that it matters. We're not showing that it matters. I don't see that it matters. I'm not seeing it. I can't speak for other Black people. I can only speak for myself. My Black life matters. My Black life matters. I don't know about other Black lives. It don't look like it matters to me. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like it matters to me. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, dislike, leave a comment. Please feel free. Tell me what you think about all this drama, all this chaos, this embarrassment on Martin Luther King Day. Tell me what you think. Tell me. Leave a comment, please. Tell me. Leave a comment. I'll respond back. I promise. I will respond back. Just leave a comment. I'll respond back. I'll tell you what I think. You tell me what you think. Hopefully we'll have a good, clean conversation. And if not, hey, so be it. We're grown. You want to be grown? You want to leave a grown comment? I'm going to leave a grown comment back. I don't think Black Lives Matter because we're not showing it. This was an embarrassment. This was tragedy. All on a special day when it's supposed to be something completely different. But we did the opposite. Murder, chaos, tragedy, embarrassment. But we still crying white supremacy. And there was not one white supremacist involved in any of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon's America. I'm your host, Terry Kiggins. Like I said again, like, share, comment, dislike, I don't care. It's a free world. You can do that. Leave a comment. I will respond back. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do better. We have to do better. It can't stay like this. It cannot stay like this. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Please be safe out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Take care of your children. Parent your children and get yourself in order. And make sure your mental is right. Until next time, peace.
Let's go, Brandon. Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, let's go.